Folks, I wanted to, I've had many people request rather that I make an update video on my Filofax, so this is it. Change of scenery, we're in my dining room today, because it matches the Filofax. Anyway, and there's a little bit of an echo, I don't have a rug in here right now, so hope that doesn't distort the sound too badly. I've not made a video on this in ages because really nothing has changed in the setup. I use it constantly, it works extremely well for me, and I don't really think about it that much. It was interesting, I just saw Canalt wrote a post on her blog, which I cannot ever remember what the title is. Well-planned life, life well-planned, something like that. About how her setup also has just gotten really good. Really functional, and that she wasn't feeling as driven to talk about it so much, and she had other stuff she wanted to talk about, and I completely hear you on that. But anyway, people ask how this is working, and I can definitely go over how it is working, sort of show you through a little bit what it looks like, and tell you some other stuff I've been thinking about in planning. So, just a recap. I am using a week on 2 pages with a note sheet leaved between. So this is the first half of the week, this is the second half. You'll see I was a little stacked up with, this is my to-do sheet. This side is personal, although this week a lot of work stuff overflowed onto the personal side. This side is work. I write them down. As I do them, I tick them off. Sometimes they get a little dot instead, which means that they're in process. Sometimes they get an arrow, which means I rescheduled them to a future date. And it helps me sort of to look over this at the end of a week. Actually, usually at the beginning of a week, I'll flip back to the past week and see what things might be outstanding, so I make sure that I don't lose track of stuff. No system is perfect, but this has been basically working really well. And so I reserve the diary page for scheduling. So this is appointments, meetings, and as I do future planning, because I don't have that notes page in between, I will write things I need to remember and put a circle on, sort of justified out towards the edge of the page, and draw a circle around it so I know it's a to-do item. I use one color ink in here, but I did make some concessions to color. Sometimes I just pick up the pen I have in my hand, like I did here, and write in it. But for the most part, I'm just using this black Zebra G301 gel pen. I like it. I also have the ballpoint on this, and I'm actually thinking about switching over maybe because this pen is a very wet gel writer, and I've had a few problems with stuff smudging on the page because I turned the page too quickly after lifting the pen up, and it takes a few seconds for this stuff to dry. It can also get a little goopy, especially with a brand new refill. But I've got lots of refills for this, so I think I might just keep using it. But I did make some concessions to color. I don't know if you can see this, my work schedule is written in a purple ink every day. I just sort of wrote it in that corner so I can see at a glance. And then my pay dates are circled in a red, and birthdays are in a light green, if I can find any. There's lots in June. Yeah, there's that sort of spring green color. And then this pink highlighter is, that's the day that the shred company comes to remove all of our shredding documents that need to be destroyed. And I'm tasked with making sure that those are full, so I just put a dot on it so I see it on it. They come once a month, and I can just see that week that I have to make sure that I get that done. That's been working fine. So, what else? I did simplify, if I can find one that I can show you. Yeah, so I have this, the white slimline address book, and then I just used it to index all of my information and notes. I've only really put names, telephone numbers, account numbers, and that's it on these. I do have one page of addresses for people who I write to regularly, but that, if anything that I'm not happy about in this setup, it's that. I miss having my comprehensive address book in here. It doesn't come up that often, but when it does, it's really annoying that I don't have an address with me. And so, if I could, I would really like to figure out a way to get some other stuff out of here so I could put all the addresses back in, but it's not such a huge priority. I do manage all of my finances out of here. Patty, the Homemaker's Daily, wrote a blog post on how she manages her finances for her family's small business, and that was really helpful to me. I sort of followed that. I have the Filofax personal finance sheets, which I just basically use. I'm using them as a check register. I have one for my business account, one for my personal account. I keep one for my MasterCard and one for my savings account. So I just, as I go through and do stuff, I just write it in. I also keep I keep a list of expenses and income for each of my rental properties, and so I just log stuff, and that makes tax time much easier. And sorry about the dog barking. I don't know what he's disturbed about. So anyway, that's all working really well. And I also have like the account numbers for the security deposit accounts and stuff like that. Just stuff that's hard to remember. So that's all in here. What else? I have goals, health information, a grocery list, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, it's working really well. As you can see, it's full, but it's not overstuffed or anything. And I have I've got a full year. I've got a full year's worth of week on 2 pages in here, which is this, which also has a lot of those interleaved, basically since January. Every week has an extra page. I really like having the full year in here. That's really awesome. I've not usually been able to fit that into my setup, and I had to kind of economize on other stuff to make that happen. I'm happy I did it. It was definitely worthwhile. I still keep in the pocket, I have some envelopes and note cards back here. Up front I've got some business cards and a whole bunch of different stamps. I have one of these card holders that has a bunch of cards that don't really fit in my wallet very well, but that I don't need with me all the time. So, yeah. Let me just show you a few other things. Kristen sent me, she sent me the diary and the finance pages, which was really very nice of her. She also sent me these little squares of paper that were already punched. So I put them in here, and they are handy to have. I've got like 2 of them. And then Tracy, the crazy suburban mom, sent me these cool vintage paper clips. Let me take one off. You see that? They're really nice. I guess she has a whole box of them. She sent me quite a few. And I just clip them all to this tabbed page here. And they are very convenient to have when I need to clip something. So, anyway, the cap on the closure press stud thing, it broke off just the other day. It had been damaged for months. The sort of enamel, I can't even figure out what the material is that they made these out of. It seemed like it was just some sort of an enamel and it was cracked when I got it, and the crack got bigger, and then it cracked the other way, and then a big piece of it chipped off. And I had like, there's sort of a center sort of insert cap, and then the edge, and the edge of that lacquer was holding in the middle, and then the edge piece of lacquer cracked and broke off the other day, so now it looks like pretty much every other Winchester I've ever seen that has no, doesn't seem to affect its function in any way, shape, or form. And anyway, it is, the leather is softened up a little bit. It's definitely breaking in. I love it. I love the color. And it's working beautifully. So that's my sort of update. And then in regards to what I've been thinking about this, I've been kind of struggling with, I work for a public university, and we are technically a state agency, and all of our work records are covered under the Freedom of Information laws. The local ones are actually pretty, I don't know they're like, they are pretty broad and liberal. And almost certainly, unfortunately, this planner, which, I own the planner, I bought all the inserts, I have lots of personal stuff in here, but technically I think that it would, under the law, be seen as an official document an official record of the state. So with that in mind, I've definitely been giving a lot of thought to whether I would be better served to divide my work stuff into a standalone planner. I've spoken many times on the fact that I really like having everything in one book. It's much more convenient for me. It works really well, and every time I take something out of this, I tend to miss it. But I am sort of thinking that might be a good direction to go in, and I really struggle with that, though, because I don't think it's going to work, which is why I haven't even really tried. The few times that I have tried to sort of keep work stuff separate, I just very rapidly can't figure out. It's not natural for me. And this works so well, and I'm kind of not inclined to mess with success, but I definitely do think that, especially now that I'm sort of running my little personal business, which is tiny, but now that I'm running that out of this too, I don't necessarily want information from that to be sort of becoming, discoverable under Freedom of Information law. So, anyway, so I've definitely been giving that some thought. I mean, I don't really have anything secret in here. Obviously, I make these videos, I kind of show you guys pretty much everything. I try to protect other people's information, so I don't show you telephone numbers and stuff, but anyway, so that's sort of, I'm thinking about that, but I'm really not sure how to make that work. And I guess the last piece of news is I bought I don't have it with me, I can't show it to you, but anyway, I sold off all of my binders except this one, which is fine. I don't really miss any of them. And then I found someone on eBay was selling a slimline from the same era as this guy. And it's a little black one. It has no pen loop. It's got 11mm rings. It's a nice little black book. And I bought it. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it's in good shape. It's used. It shows a little bit of wear, but it's in good shape. And I was thinking that might be really handy if I don't know, I always think of it if I'm out in a suit, that will just sort of neatly tuck into my suit, like inside the breast pocket in the suit, and this doesn't fit in anything. So, but it's the same page size, so I can like take bare essentials out of here, put them in the slimline, and carry it. For the time being, I'm just keeping some note paper that I cut out of a Clairefontaine notebook in it. So, anyway, so that's the update. I hope you enjoy. If you have any specific questions, let me know. I'll keep thinking about whether I want to break my work stuff out of this or not, and if I do, how I would make that work. I have a difficult time conceptualizing it. I think what would end up happening is I would end up just carrying 2 planners everywhere and having to decide every time I need to write something down which one it needs to go in, which I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to make that work. But anyway, it is kind of an interesting issue, though. I think people seem to divide their personal and work planners because they want to, but not necessarily because they have to. And I'm kind of interested if anybody else has any commentary on that. I'd love to hear about it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoyed the video.